some northern clerics, some of the northern clerics are the number one recruiters, of these insurgent elements you have in the country. They are the number one recruiters. And how do they recruit these people? Look at most of their messages. What do you hear? Most especially the radical Islamic scholars. What do you hear in their messages? Arne ne, akashe bazamu yadaba, makiyin annabi, whatever, akashe su, wannan kasanmu ne. And that is all you hear in their message. You hardly distinguish between a cleric scholar and even a rebel, for God's sake. Because what do you hear in their messages when they climb that Mambari? All you hear them saying is, Arnane, Akasheshi, Makian Annabi, and all you hear is insult. Dan buro uba, dan dorun wa, baza ay zaman lafiyamba. And funny enough, this same person preaching this thing again is also complaining about insurgency. Insurgency that his message is created. Because look at the connection now. They were busy shouting this Arnane, registering it in the minds of people. Somebody now took that message and he now decided to take it the next level. Because when you say Arna, there's already a punishment for Arne. That is to say he pays jizya or they unalive him. And that is just it. And that is the same message people like Sheik took upon themselves. The fear in the country is not even the insurgents that are even unaliving people at the moment. But the number of people they are still recruiting with their messages. And funny enough, no government is doing anything about this. The state governors are seeing these messages. They are not doing anything about it. The president is yet to pass an executive order or a directive ensuring that this madness stops. And in the midst of this, whenever somebody come out to say, with this we can't continue, it's better everybody goes his way. These same people are the ones that they are more patriotic by coming to say, Nigeria must remain one, we are united or what. Very funny.
The problem of Nigeria is our politician and the Muslim in the northern part of Nigeria. They are the two major problems of Nigeria. Because you have Yoruba people that is Muslim, they don't act like this. They do not act like this. You get? You have Yoruba people that is Muslim, they don't act like this at all. They think for themselves. They contribute more to Nigeria. You have Igbos, they contribute more to Nigeria. You have other ethnic groups, they contribute more to Nigeria. But those people, you cannot trust them. I'm so glad and happy that I'm from the southern part of Nigeria. I'm from Cross River State. I was born in Calabar. I'm proud of where I'm from. These people doesn't represent Nigeria.
You see, northern problem, Fulanis, they are the major problem of Nigeria and they will continue to be the major problem of Nigeria. How can any sensible people will come up to teach their children on how to hate a group of people? You see, the way these people are going with religion, no wonder nothing sensible has ever come out of northern Nigeria. If you see them as politicians, as whatever they are in the office, their secretary will either be a Christian or from southern Nigeria or from middle belt or whatever, because their children go to school without learning. All they teach them is religion, not just religion, how to hate other religion, how to hate people. That is what they have been taught. What they are teaching these children is hatred against other religion. They are actually breathing another Boko Haram, another ISWAP in uniform in the name of education in school.
Hello and welcome. My name is Magnus Soroka, and this is Woto TV. You know, I've been looking at this man, Sheik Gumi. Do you know that Sheik Gumi was a retired military officer in Nigeria, a retired military general? Do you know that his son is currently also in the system, in the military system in Nigeria. So, you know, I was just thinking, if we have those that are supposed to protect us, those that are supposed to protect the territorial integrity of this country, being radicalized with such extremist ideologies, and they find their way into the Nigerian military, the question is, how many of them are still in the system? Recall that Jonathan once said that Boko Haram has invaded his cabinet or his administration, and we all waved it as if it's something to be waved. If we have people like Sheik Gumi now, that was once a military officer, what damage has he left in the military? Or how much is our military polluted, or how much polarized has our military become with these radical extremisms? You see, Nigeria don't enter one chance. So I'm telling you the truth. I swear, Nigeria don't enter one chance. Because discussing Nigeria cannot be exhausted in one day. So all these social media contents we are doing is just to point us to certain aspects that needs us to think. To fight terrorism in this country, like I said in my previous videos, we must get to the root cause where these ideologies are springing from. To get to uproot terrorism from Nigeria, people like Sheik Gumi should not be roaming free. Pantami, Matawale. The sad thing about this country is that we all know them. Everybody knows them. So the investigatory aspect of it is taken care of. So what are we afraid of? Who is really in charge? Why are these people untouchable? I beg, US, I beg. If na fuel, now una no get for fuel. Tell me make I buy una fuel. You people are delaying. Abi, una come make I buy fuel for an aeroplane. You guys are taking too much time. This nonsense has stayed for too long. Trump, if you not get money for fuel, tell me make I buy fuel for you when I come sharp and clear this nonsense of this country.
Well, sir. Well, a lot of people have seen you in clips and pictures with this terrorist where you know where they are. We've communicated with them. You've even as far as negotiating with them, you know. So a lot of people believe that since you have, this the knowledge about all this, is it that the government does not have the power or the equipment to know where these terrorists are to tackle insecurity?
The government knows every terrorist by name and by location. I don't go yellow. I don't go to the terrorists alone. I call the police, I call the security, everybody. I will go to the MES or that place. In fact, when we went to one terrorist, I went even with women with me. Go to the bush. When you didn't see it before the camera was not concentrated on it. I don't go hello.
Thank you, Sheik Gumi. At least the context to which you are talking now is not very clear. And I appreciate the context, because if you look at this glass at the moment, you see that you have to use context to explain it, because the Nigerian security situation is not something that you just delve into and you begin to talk. You have to understand context. So now you check what Sheik Gumi is saying. Is he half full? Make Oguno buy than Ebola with half full. Oh God, you dey hear now. You can hear it clearly. Is this context? Do you need context to hear that or to understand that our government officials saddled with the responsibility to securing lives and properties are well aware? And at this point, Sheik Gumi can be lying for all I care. But this is the point where you expect government to prove him wrong. Or prove us wrong if there's anything like that. But of course, it's the fact. And sometimes, like I said before, we can hate Sheik Gumi. But Sheik Gumi is just been an apostle. He's doing advocacy for something. And I made an extensive video sometime in January where I spoke extensively about the dimensions and dynamics of insecurity in Nigeria. Yes, there are ideological issues. There are people who are moved to establishing an Islamic state, who are opposed to Western education and Western influence. The Boko Haram, the ISWAP, that's the Islamic State of West African Province, the Ansaru, the Lakurawa. A lot of those guys are more like an ideological insurgents, positioned, created to ensure that the penetration of Western influence, other religions, especially Christianity, do not get into the core north. And also some of them are doing some form of ethnic and religious cleansing. They are taking out a lot of ethnic group that are mainly or predominantly Christians, and they're also doing a lot of religious cleansing. That's why you are seeing mass bombings and all of that. Those ones do not do kidnappings in the sense that it is for money or for anything. Of course, they can do, if their persons are kidnapped, if their persons are arrested, like it happened recently. 2 of their commanders were arrested by the Nigerian government. So they go and make statement by kidnapping mass. They kidnap in mass and do bombings in mass. And then when they get those people, they do exchange. A lot of times they may collect money because, of course, they are going to re-equip their equipment that may have been destroyed now. But there is another fragment, or there is another sect of our insurgents in Nigeria that is the unknown government and the bandits. Those ones, they are not opposed to Western influence. Those ones are tools being used by serious senior government officials, politicians, generals, retired army officials, whatever, and even some highly placed northerners to back up the illegal mining going on in the north of Nigeria. A lot. Gold mining, copper, iron ore, a lot of minerals are being mined in Nigeria. So you see those bandits, those unknown government, that's why you see the videos they post online. Those guys, they do not think that they are doing something wrong. They've been used to do cover up and security for these foreigners that have been doing this mining for years. But it is not representing, not replicating their own lives. So at some point, what you are seeing is agitation. Again, contest. Let's hold this. What you are seeing is agitations. They are only agitating for what they think is theirs. Just like the Niger Delta militants used to agitate in the Niger Delta in the south. So they are having agitation. So when they kidnap and get money, they think they boastful about it. They put it online. It is not something that they think is wrong. For them, they are collecting what is rightfully theirs, because a lot of these big men are collecting this money. They are doing, and this money is not reflecting our foreign direct investment. It's not reflecting in our FS. It's not reflecting in our internally generated revenue. A few persons are putting this money in the pocket. So it is those people that they go to negotiate with, that Sheik Gumi is saying that the government is aware. But they can rarely act or hardly act. And that's why you will see that... That's why you will see that a lot of the times, these guys put their face out there. Their details are everywhere, but the DSS are not after them because they know what they are doing with them. They are only a cover up. They are boys of very highly placed people in this country. They are doing so much. It is an assignment. Even Boko Haram itself is an offshoot of a lot of these things. It shows the escalation of the Boko Haram crisis started when one of their leaders, I think Yusuf, as it were, was extrajudicially killed, taken off in a prison somewhere. So you see, that's why they are careful. They are managing the crisis instead of going to deal with it. And so when Sheik Gumi say they know them, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. When they were going to release the student that were kidnapped in Niger State, that is being reported that NSA made the move on helicopter, did they not know how to contact them? They know them. So any kidnappings they do, they negotiate with them. So Sheik Gumi, contextually, Sheik Gumi is not wrong. If you look at this glass, awabuwaya.
Hey, welcome back. This is not the first thing we're talking about the northern preachers and Gumi of a man. Though it has been a long time that we've been talking about them. You know, Gumi, those northern preachers and many other peoples in the north have been seeing our complaint regarding how they preach to these guys to turn them in other way round. It's not as if all this they are not hearing, but they keep on preaching it to them. Why are they doing it? They are doing it because they feel like the more it keeps happens, the more they think they want, or their religions keep going up, if not keep being part of us. You see, the insurgents, the Lacroix and many other guys, it will not stop, because the school that these people go, this is what they normally taught. All they teach them there is how to become a bandit, how to become a terror person. That is what they used to teach them there. And once these guys just grow up, they will now, get their own ammunition to start using it to, eliminate the people who don't, even do them anything. Even this one that we are facing today, all the problems, this Gumi of a man knows. Those preachers from the north, they know. Those one who normally say that the Almajiri is good and this and that, they also know. You see those recruiters of this insurgency that people normally talked about, that we are not taking it serious. It's not as if, okay, those guys are hidden. They are not in any hidden place. The government, everybody know them. But why it is very, very difficult now is this. You know that these governors and these people in the north too, they do their things with these same recruiters of this insurgency. That is the reason why it is difficult. Although the federal cannot just leave and be tackling what is happening there or trying to trace what is happening there. So that is why we have some persons to be governors, and those governors in the north are supposed to be arresting the recruiters of this insurgency. Instead of that, they choose to be partnering with these guys and make the problem to keep growing. And when it grows, we push it on the federal. Though my own prayer be say, you see this Gumi and those recruiters make the thing that happened to the Iran supreme leader should be on them. Make it begin to happen to them, so that they will be feeling what the average people are facing, because then they see that as nothing. Once it starts happening to them, by that time they will know that, okay, most of the thing they are doing is so bad and this is how painful death is. So let it start happening to Gumi and these guys. So you hearing us, you must know yourself and know your worth, so that when you are traveling to the north, especially, you not travel by road, just go by air, because these guys have set people who will just pick you and demand a lot of money from you. So just know what is good for you and be prayerful. That is just it. Thank you.